I ended up in Doha this year without planning. Basically, I was on my way to Uganda. I was flying from Paris to Cairo. So I had to connect my flight from Cairo to Kampala. Unfortunately, I did miss the connecting flight. It was my first time missing a flight in over 10 years. I couldn't believe it. I had about 3 hours to transit. So this was like from Cairo to get the flight to Kampala. I didn't even have a checked-in bag because I thought this would make it much easier to do the transfer. I was flying with Egypt Air, and when I tell you this airline took like 1 hour for us to get off the plane after we landed in Cairo. And on top of that, the flight was delayed for 2 hours, which led to me missing the connecting flight. I missed it by like minutes, and I'm talking less than 10 minutes. They said it was my fault for not getting to the gate on time, and I just wasn't having it. They were trying to put me on the next flight to Uganda in like the next 2 days. I just didn't have the time for that. Also, it wasn't my fault to begin with. So after crying and explaining myself to the people at the airport, they ended up putting me on the next flight to Doha. This was to connect to the flight to Kampala, Uganda with Qatar Airlines. So at the beginning, I was with Egypt Air, and then they put me with Qatar Airlines. So this way I had to go through Doha to connect to Kampala, Uganda. I didn't know what to expect. I don't know much about both the airline and the country. My only exposure was through the World Cup and the controversies around it. I've never really done any research on it. I mean, I do know it's one of these oil-rich countries. Now, when I arrived in Doha, I thought it looks cool. It looks just like any other nice airport, like a nice new airport. I'm not a huge fan of modern architecture. It has to be really amazing for me to care. As I was walking around the airport, I realized it's not just any basic modern airport. I saw this fountain area, and then I started seeing some plants around it. I thought maybe I went outside without knowing. Then I realized I didn't pass through any immigration officers, so that meant I was still inside the airport. It took me a minute to process exactly what I was seeing in this area. I've simply never seen anything like this before in an airport. They have a botanical garden inside the airport with real plants. I really did not expect to see this inside the airport. I mean, I don't expect this at any airport. I do understand that the airport in Singapore also has a garden, but I thought maybe that's the only one. If you've watched my other videos, you'd know how much I love nature, so I was really comfortable here. For those of you who haven't been to this airport, this is after passing through security. This was near the departure gates. Do you know how boring and restrictive it is in most airports after you pass through security? And Qatar has a whole botanical garden. Normally, most airports, well, at least the ones I've been to, once you pass through security, the waiting areas feel like waiting rooms at the doctor's office. What I learned about this experience is that layovers are really not all that bad. It depends on the type of airport you're going for. I could easily do 12 hours in this airport. I didn't even get to see most of it because I had about 5 hours. I also had a severe cough. I had to find a pharmacy as soon as I could. And I was also trying to find my gate for the flight since I've already missed the other one. So finding the gate was priority. I was so traumatized about the missed flight, so I just wanted to be at the gate as soon as I could. So the actual name of this airport is called the Hamad Airport, and this green or garden area is called the orchard. And this orchard has over 300 trees and 25,000 plants and shrubs. These are from all over the world. This area did remind me of the Wild Table of Love in London, but this one is a lot bigger though. It's almost double the one in London.
look, I made a video. I'm gonna make another video. The best is to come here.
Where? Here?
Whoever thought about this, so nice.
It is, isn't it? Oh, airport should be doing this.
Yes. In the West, they will never do something like that.
I was actually watching some videos on this airport because I wanted to see what else I missed, because in some of these areas, I was just passing through. This was when I was going to my gate. I didn't know what else was around it. So most of these things were a surprise. I was confident that there's more to this airport. And of course there is. But some of the comments on some of those videos, they were just like, well, they just copied the Singapore airport. I mean, so what? So what if they did copy it? It should be the standard. If it's a great idea, then why not apply it to like all of the airports? Because the waiting areas in this airport, or like let's just say the whole airport's waiting area, is so much better than all of the waiting areas I've been to in Europe. And I've been to over 26 countries in Europe. So I would actually like more airports to adopt this style where you put in a lot of effort into the waiting areas. As someone who travels a lot, there's been times where my flight's been delayed for like 7 hours. Imagine how boring that would be if you're in a basic airport. You can get a taste of Qatar's traditional side at this airport too. They have these traditional shops and restaurants. This airport is huge. It has spas, gyms, and even a swimming pool. Apparently, it has this lounge as well called Al Mujan. It's meant to be the best in the world. So maybe next time when I pass through this airport, I will try to book it. Not only is the lounge the best, apparently this airport is also considered the best in the world. This is based on passenger experience and comfort. I can agree with the comfort, but I can't say it's the best in the world yet because I haven't been to the Singapore airport. But so far, this is the best airport I've been to. For me, what made this the best airport was that they do have the garden. I mean, some towns don't even have that. The toilets were really clean. The whole airport is clean. It was calm, and I had a lot of personal space. I really do appreciate that. The sitting areas were so spacious and very comfortable. As I said before, I had a really bad cough and they had some really good pharmacies, not just one. Now, about the actual airline services, Qatar Airlines, they made us move to 3 gates. 3 gates. And the flight to Kampala was actually delayed by 4 hours. I couldn't believe it. I mean, I just went through that whole situation in Cairo and then I went to this airport thinking the services would be better. And then the flight got delayed. And then they kept us moving to like from one gate to another. And then we wasted about 4 hours on top of that. So yeah, the services could have been better. So this is something I was really disappointed about. Despite all of the difficulties with the airlines and the delays, I met this girl called Sharon and she made the journey way more fun. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.